Hello, welcome to Full-Time Reds. The Reds are magic, United are tragic. 4-0 up, 9-0 over 2 games. Piece of piss this league, isn't it, Kev?
Top of the league, mate. Top of the league. What can you say? Get your comments in the chat, guys. We'll fire them up there. We'll read out as many as you can. What a night. Bit squeaky bum time at 5 minutes before kickoff, like you do with every single one of these Manchester United games, because you never quite know what's going to happen. But this one played right out to form. We were fantastic in the first half again, and we blew them away. That game was over inside the first 15 minutes, to be honest. And it was exceptional performance tonight. Absolutely delighted. Just there,
Is that your phone,
Diaz, Salah,
Is that your phone?
Diaz, Salah, Mane all got goals and assists. Josh gets an assist. Score 9 against United over 2 games. Breathe it in, people. Enjoy these days. Enjoy them. Soak it up. It's true. This doesn't happen all the time. Enjoy it while it's like this. You know, we've all lived through the dark days when you're playing Manchester United and you wouldn't get a sniff off them. This was total roles reversed tonight, and we absolutely dominated that game from start to finish. Bar 5 minutes. Bar 5 minutes, which every side is going to get in a game. That was a demolition tonight. The internet is going to be very quiet for the next few days because you won't be able to find a Man United fan for love nor money.
Oh, they're always around. You just have to weed them out, don't you? Emmett says Thiago needs his own category. He certainly does. That was ridiculous performance again. So
Alex there, Thiago equals football porn. You're spot on. Alex.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. I mean, Jamie Homer, we've just lost him to Thiago now. That's it now.
He was tonight. He was. Joe, when you often hear the phrase "men against boys," that's what it was like for him in that midfield tonight. It was all of the party tricks came out tonight. Everything, it's. He just decided to put on a show, and he just decided everyone was invited. And he spent the first 45 minutes just showing off. And what a time to be a Liverpool fan at the minute, man. This is just pure beauty, poetry, emotion, as you heard throughout the night from the cop. And that's another thing tonight. Anfield tonight, man.
Bouncing. But
Anfield tonight.
You can't get up for this game. You never will. Really.
You never will.
Yeah. We love playing there. Listen, Gary Neville. We'll talk about him. He probably only said one sensible thing all night, which is, I think, to be fair, quite a few says you look at Liverpool's fixture list, and this was seen as the difficult fixture. This to me has never seemed like a difficult fixture. I think Southampton away and Wolves at home. They're the ones you worry about. So, is that your phone?
Nope.
Not mine either. Hang on, 1 second. Right, there we go.
We all good?
I think so. Don't know. So United's trying to shut us down because we keep talking about those.
Roll back to 7 o'clock tonight, and the team lineups came out. What was your initial thoughts? Because I honestly thought, I looked at it and I thought I expected a few more changes.
I did. I mean, Matt Quinn for Canate, pretty much horses for courses.
Yeah.
I also think Canate will suit playing against Everton better, because I think they've got the physical presence in Calvert-Lewin. I think that suit Canate better. Yeah. Henderson coming in didn't surprise me. I think it was just literally, who do you want to rest, Keita or Thiago? Keita makes sense because he's done, two games back to back, 2 high intense games, so that's fine. I did think he's going to rotate one of the front three, and he didn't. I mean, thank God he didn't, because it's just great watching that front three play again. Diaz and Sadio Mane, who's just becoming brilliant at number 9. He's just getting better and better and better. And I do think, that should be his position going forward. I think it now should be him and Jota and Firmino fighting for the middle, It's brilliant. Someone just put here, night ruined, no minutes for Divock. I know it's his birthday as well. You could have given Man United on near his birthday. Yeah. But yeah, what did you think of the lineup?
I genuinely, I was surprised. I expected probably at least 4 changes, purely and simply because, like you said, United on paper, if you listen to history, is a tough game. Not this version of Manchester United. It isn't. But the other side of it is you have a good 5-day break now between this game and the Everton game, and plus there's no traveling, so we're at home for, we're
Next week.
We're at home
Yeah.
for the next game, so there's no. You can get some proper recovery done. So yeah, I can understand why he did it, and I was delighted with it. In the to be, I'm just tongue tied. I'm kind of stuck for words because
You're so excited, aren't you?
I was, it's one of those nights because you expect to beat them, right? But if you said to me in August that over 2 games we play Manchester United this season, we'll beat them 9-0, I would have like, nah, what's Christmas smoking? You know what I mean?
To be fair, you often say that about me. To be fair,
but I think we take this for granted sometimes, and we really shouldn't. This is really special. It really is. Do you know what I mean?
Leave his comment with the second goal was the best goal we've scored since Saturday. Interestingly, you may had the same conversation, didn't we? Because we thought the Manny goal on Saturday was the best goal we'd seen this season.
Funny enough, yeah.
They just keep adding to it. But what do you think of their lineup? It was it looked to me like they'd set up for don't get battered, and I think they were hoping to have like a last 15. But I don't feel sorry for him because he's a United player, but a bit mad throwing Phil Jones in. He's barely played. I mean, Bailly hasn't played a lot either, but I think he's played more than Phil Jones over the last few months.
Wonder who really picked that 11, because Rangnick said in his pre-match interview, he was asked a question because he's never played a 5-back or a 3-back. It's just really weird for him. And he said, have you practiced this? Yeah, we had a session yesterday and it looked good. And we watched some videos. I just thought, you must be off your game. Or you just know that at the end of the season, you're gone. You're out of there. You've got another few weeks and you're out the gap.
I'm not sure he'll make the end of the season the way they're going. He's got Chelsea and Arsenal next. I think if he gets knocked out of those 2 games, I think you might see another interim.
Nah,
it'd be so Man United, wouldn't it? It's just
it would be mad. But I looked at their starting lineup and I thought, you're going with a back 5. I listened to Gab's show earlier on today, and there was a rumor that Lindelof might start in midfield. And I thought, okay, if you're going to go 4-2-3-1 with Lindelof and Matic as your 2 holding mids,
at least give you some physicality.
Yeah, and at least you could leave your wingers wide and high and maybe go that way. But there was nothing. It was just so naive.
Their most informed players, Sancho, and they don't start him.
Yeah.
Who actually, to be fair, we'll come to the second half, but he did right. So he's probably their best player second half. So Arsenal for life's in the house. Great win. Thank you. Obviously keeping the top. Top 4. That's the other thing. No, we'll talk about it tomorrow on Friday. Nobody wants that, do they?
That's mental, isn't it?
Should we just declare 3 this year?
Give it to West Ham. At least they look like they care.
Yeah. Well, they might win the Europa League, so you never know.
I mean, first goal.
The interplay was gorgeous. I think it was Salah, Henderson, and Mane flicks it over. Salah down the wing. Poor Phil Jones didn't know where he's coming or going. Played everyone on side. Harry Maguire was in no man's land, and then nice easy finish for Diaz. And then just to top it off, Trent tries to take De Gea's head off celebrating, which he didn't take too kindly to.
Yeah,
which I quite liked.
We tried that a few times. You notice whenever we've started coming up against back 5s now, you'll see the front 3. Our front 3 will face the ball and bounce 1-2s off of each other and just spin in behind. And that's all it was. They drew they drew Maguire out and then 2 went in behind him. It was beautiful football. And you could tell that it was worked on. There's if you can almost imagine Klopp saying, okay, if we're coming up against the back 5, this is how you do it. And that was pure training ground stuff, that first goal. It was lovely. It was a really good ball in
on his weak foot as well.
Yeah.
That's definitely something Mo's got better at, is crossing with his wrong foot. But again, we were saying like they played the lot, which is clearly to stop Mo cutting inside and his left. So again, it's another example of, well, he can cross with his right, So again, it just gets people thinking now, going, oh shit. That's what you want. That's what you want wingers and for Mo to do, is just people look and go, which way can he go? Because both ways he'll hurt you. And that's kind of what you want. So yeah, listen, perfect start. 5 minutes in,
Perfect
you're like,
start. 5 minutes
settles the nerves, because that's always the worry with. I think when we beat them 3-1 a couple of years with the Shaqiri double is it was 1-1 for ages and ages, and you got a bit angsty in terms of you just need to kill these off quickly, and then.
Well, a couple of minutes later, I'll just say a couple of minutes later, Paul Pogba pulled up and went off.
Yeah, which meant they had to
put
Bruno Fernandes centre mid.
But that to me is his Manchester United career in a nutshell. You know, things get tough, and he just takes a wander. And the surprising thing for me then was Ranić, after seeing 5 minutes of what was happening, turn around and put Lingard on rather than put Sancho on. I just thought, you've got a £70 million player who a lot of people...
He's in full.
Yeah, but a lot of people were looking... A lot of people were looking for us to be spending that 70 million on Jadon Sancho last year, you know, and he still left him on the bench for a half. I just thought it was weird. But, I mean, after that goal went in, after Pogba went off, the changes he made, that was it. For me, that was game over then. But it was just going to be a case of how many after that.
But as Kevin Bull said, you might not see Pogba again for United.
No, I think that's
if that's a calf pull or a hamstring pull, that's at least a month out. That could be him done.
Yeah,
you know, which is a bit of a damp squid way of going out the club. But to be honest, it just hasn't worked for him at United. You know, I mean, to be honest, it's quite a few. It's not worked for United, but it's kind of more how they are. But we can laugh about them later. And then, to be honest, let's talk about that second goal, because I quite enjoyed that. Also, the fact that it was Mo, so he finally gets the monkey off the back, so we can stop all this talk of, oh, he's not scored from open play since this time. That's been coming for about 2 or 3 weeks, that goal. But we've got to say, that ball from Sadio Mane, you know, the reverse pass, lovely.
Yeah, it was. But the build-up in total, I think they were saying at halftime, it's got something like 27 passes in the build-up. And it was quick. It was intense passing, you know, into feet, 1 touch, 2 touch, bang, 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 ball into Sadio. And he has that in his locker, that over-the-shoulder chip pass, Mo's ability to... And that finish was really tidy. That was a really good finish. I think David De Gea this season has been the reason why United are where they are. Ronaldo's goals has given him half a chance, but the reason they are where they are in the league is David De Gea. He's in good form, you know, and that needed finishing. And for a player who hasn't been ripping it up for the last few months, let's be honest about it, you know, that was pressure. And he just looked like he was back on the horse again. And he played the game like that. He was excellent tonight. And that was a fantastic finish. And then for the rest of the half, it was the Thiago show, wasn't it?
Oh, it was just outrageous passes, body swerves, you know, everything about it was just, that's what you bought Thiago for. Yeah. Just took the thing. Yeah. To be fair to that, the only real chance United had was they had one clever ball over the top, which Rashford doesn't quite control. When you see the replay, he is actually just on.
Yeah.
So that was it. I mean, I think they said, was it 2 touches United had in the box the whole first half?
I think they had one corner in the first half.
Yeah.
And that was it. No shots on target, no shots off target. They had 26 with 74% possession. And
92% of it was accurate passing as well. It was just comical.
It was scary. It was scary. If you were watching that tonight as a Man City fan, and you were watching Liverpool in that first half, looking for United to try and do you a favour, you were honestly looking at that thinking, these ain't pulling it. These ain't taking their foot off the throat here. We're not dropping points. If we carry on playing like that, it's going to take a very good side to take a point off us between now and the end of the season if we keep that intensity up.
Yeah, I think so. That's just the way it's going to be. All Liverpool could do now is just keep them honest. Keep them honest, and then be there if they drop any points. That's all you can do. Which, to be fair, but we've been in that mode since January. And you know, it takes a strong mentality to keep that mode going, because it's not an easy thing to keep doing. You know, But again, I think that's where you see the pressure, the benefit of the squad we've got is we're able to, Paul Jota can't get a start at the moment, and he's been brilliant, and at the moment he can't get a start. But you do know when someone needs a rest, what a player to bring on, and you still got Firmino to come back in when he picked up I think he's picked up a small foot injury.
Yeah,
and then midfield wise, the four main guys, it's just a regular rotation, and then you just give the likes of Jones or Elliott or a bit of a run out, or Milner just to kick people for the last 10 minutes, which is always good fun to watch, to be honest.
Yeah.
The only disappointment tonight was Milner didn't get booked in for the 5 minutes he was on.
Yeah,
I think he tried his best, to be fair to him.
I was just looking at that. I can't wait to watch that first half back again, because it's just one of those.
That is a better performance than the 5-0 at Old Trafford.
Oh, good God, yeah.
The 5-0 at Old Trafford was just... It was what felt one of those games that every time we shot it was going in.
Yeah.
But the overall play was just... It was okay.
It was all right.
We did what we need to do. But today, it was just a level above. And
it really was. It was... everyone in that first half, everyone chipped in, everyone contributed. There wasn't one player that would have come off of that at halftime thinking, "Ooh, if only." That we were outstanding. We were outstanding in that first half.
Lord Ruff makes a good point. Jota not starting will make him even hungrier to do well. To be honest, we'll talk about the second half in a bit, but when he came on, what you want from him.
Yeah, he was lively. He was intense, and I've no problem with players coming in and out of the side now for the next few games, because there's more than enough games to go around. There's more than enough minutes for everyone, And I mean, I honestly think 2-0 was a poor reflection in the first half. If it was 3 or 4, it would have been a fair reflection.
Well, that's what we were saying to each other at half time. Was the only disappointment was we've only scored 2, because that makes it look closer than what it was, because they were dreadful. But
they weren't allowed to play. That was the difference.
Yeah, that's the thing. We can say they were dreadful, but I think we'd have made a lot of sides today look dreadful. Because the pace we were going with, the interplay was great, and look, it was pretty all the changes at the moment. It's seamless. The style doesn't change. The interplay is still just as good. The pace is still there. So it's a lovely problem to have. I mean, obviously, if you're poor Everton, you're probably thinking, "Christ, got this."
They've got Leicester tomorrow night.
Leicester tomorrow night, and Leicester should make them run and work, and then they've got to come towards, and we're going to do the same for them.
Yeah, we're going to absolutely run the legs off them on Sunday.
Right. So just before we talk about the second half, Kev, we need to talk about our sponsor, which is IPVanish. So, Kev, did you know that browsing online using incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy?
No, he tells me.
Without added security. So you may as well give all your private data to hackers, advertisers, and to any other prying guys. So IPVanish VPN is an easy way to stay truly private and secure on the internet. It helps you browse the internet by encrypting 100% of your data. That means all your private details, your passwords, your communications, your browsing history is all completely shielded from the wrong hands. Even your physical location is hidden. So IPVanish makes you invisible online. That's pretty much what it does. So, and the good thing of IPVanish is it's unlimited devices without sacrificing the speed, and you can use them on computers, tablets, iPhones, or even devices such as a Fire Stick when you're streaming media at home or in public. So pretty much don't go online anymore now without IPVanish. So for us, IPVanish are offering an incredible 70% off their yearly plan to all of our listeners with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So basically, you're getting 9 months for nothing, which can't be bad these days. IPVanish is easy to use. All you have to do is tap a button and you're instantly protected. You don't even know it's on. And it stops sharing with the world what you're streaming, what you're looking at, or what you want to buy. So basically, you take your privacy back, and these guys are rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. So if you want to take up the offer with IPVanish, go to ipvanish.com/daytrippers, and you can get the exclusive offer. The link is in the description below. So that's our sponsor. That's our sponsors. I mean, to be fair, I think
that is really good offer. To be fair,
yeah, I think United might have used that in the first half. They've vanished as well. There you go. That's my joke. That's my bad joke of the pod. I always get at least one in, don't I?
Yeah, so they come out in this. Well, I was going to say they come out in the second half. They made the change. You know,
Sancho on for Jones, which
had to happen.
Yeah.
And they went 4-3-3. And look, they were more lively.
Sorry, just seeing Ashford go get IP Vanish UV as anonymous as Bruno Fernandes. We'll come back to him.
Yeah.
Someone's asking where's Red Steve. He's on. He's just vanished for the moment. You know, leave us be. It's quite nice.
Look. Speaking of Red Steve, if you guys in the comments could like and subscribe. If you're not, I'm pretty sure most of you are subscribed, but apparently only 40% of the people who watch this are subscribed. And we're really trying to grow the channel as much as we can. So the more people to subscribe, the more we get into the YouTube algorithm, the more people see it, and the more people will come and interact in the chat, and it makes it better for everyone who's watching live. So if you guys could please like the channel, like the video, would appreciate it. Add your comments to the video at the end if you want to see anything that's different, or any ideas you guys have, what you think of the pod, what you think of the game tonight, anything, just throw it in the comment section. We really appreciate it, but it really would help us a lot.
Yeah, so they sort of went more 4-4-2-ish, and if we're being honest, if you're a United fan, you'll say, "Oh, we had a go, we worked Liverpool." Liverpool was sloppy for 15 minutes. To be honest, typified by Van Dijk, who got balled out by Klopp for just sloppy passing.
Yeah.
It's just a little frustration we still have, I would say, is I think we try to go to more of a controlling role, which we can do, but we go a bit too passive, and then we struggle to get it going again. I mean, you and me were both saying, look, what do we know? Because we're just two lads on the internet, but
yeah,
we're hoping hit them hard for the first 15, kill the game early, and then just rest lads. But I mean, to be fair, it wasn't like we had to work loads and loads, because I think going overall, I think so. I said the first shot was on 56 minutes, which was a roller. The only big chance they had was, I think Rashford. I think he's given offside, but when you look at it, he's actually on. But
yeah,
Alisson already does the save. And Alisson 1-on-1, he's very, very good. But but yeah, MC, how good was Thiago?
MC Thiago tonight was just. Do you know what you could describe Thiago? If you ever played FIFA and you go in and you press right, I just want an easy game. I'm going in and I'm going to play an amateur mode, and you're playing with Liverpool and you're playing against Accrington Stanley, and he was just on the ball doing what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted, and it was just at his own pace.
Even when he gets fouled, it looks gracious.
He was unbelievable. That was the best performance I've seen him at Anfield in a Liverpool shirt. He's
also got a lovely knack now, which Sadio has, which is you think he's overrun the ball, and he's great. That little touch, bang, there's the free kick. Great, start again. Listen, and he did it every time. You just thought they're going to get a bit of momentum, kill the game. Just that little touch. But the other thing is, and he doesn't get enough credit for it, is his defensive work rate. He does tons. You know, I mean, he said that's what Bayern are struggling with at the moment since he's left. Is defensively they're too open, and I think that's what they had is with him and Kimmich next to each other. It was a perfect balance, which Fabinho and him is, which then has allowed Henderson today to bomb on a bit more. And Henderson again played really well.
Henderson again, the first half was outstanding.
Excellent.
He was excellent in the first half, but I think they all dropped it for that. I wouldn't say they dropped it. They were trying to contain the game.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand what they were trying to do. Draw United in their 4-3-3. Draw them forward. Leave space in behind. Quick 1-2 and you're gone. You're in. So I can understand why they were trying to do. Plus, you're trying to rest with the ball.
Red Steve's in the house. He's about as late as a Bruno Fernandes tackle at the moment. Well done, Red Steve. Thanks for coming. I
mean, just when they were starting to get confident, and you're thinking, do you know what? One misplaced pass, and they could do something here. We go in, and we score a third.
Yeah, because they brought up a graphic that says, United 2 shots, 1 on target. Liverpool none, but 70% of the ball. And as soon as you brought that graphic up, within about a minute, you went, and it's 3-0.
And it's 3-0.
And which was a criticism of Liverpool probably last couple of years, is sometimes you go, we do waste a lot of chances. But today we were really clinical. And again, at that point, all the front three score, all the front three got an assist. And Diaz, the burst of pace he gets there, the little body sweat, and then the pass. And Sadio Mane's finish is really he just went, oh, Mane scored. Because everyone's talking about Diaz. Which is
that
right,
finish
but that finish
was unbelievable. Unbelievable finish, because he could only score it there. He was far enough out, and De Gea was on a full stretch. It had to be into the corner. And he sweet timed it with his left foot, always going away from the keeper. It was different. It really was. Barry definitely would have come there. Thiago is the best passer we've had since Xabi Alonso. Only he is not stationary. He's always on the move. Thiago is a far superior passer of a ball to Xabi Alonso. And I think, and that's saying something, because Xabi Alonso was exceptional. But Thiago can do things. He can manipulate a ball and manipulate a midfield with his eye movement, with his ability to pass long, pass short, his weight of pass, his speed of pass, and plus the other players around him. You can see it now that they're reading him. They're seeing what he's doing. And the work that has gone in over the last 12 months with the coaching staff is really paying dividends now, because the other players around him are at a level with him. It's not like he's trying to do stuff that they can't read. He's just in tune with everything. And as long as he stays fit between now and the end of the season, we're picking up more silverware.
Oh, look. Surely United mate's back in the chat. The Southern Realist, bless him. He's doing well, isn't he? He's enjoying himself. But so after that, 3-0, I was like pretty confident. Diaz came off, and then you bring on Diogo Jota, which is he's not a bad sub to bring on, to be fair, is he?
He's not, but you could tell it was okay. He came on with a flea in his ear, pick the intensity up a bit, run at him. We want more. That was a night when you look at it, you could really kick the goal difference down argument down the road tonight. In performances like that, you can end it, because on another night, Man City are well capable of scoring 5 or 6 past someone. But tonight was definitely one of those nights that we could stretch that out and really put them under pressure. And they will be under pressure now.
So our goal difference now is 61, so it's 9 better. So
yeah, that'll take some pegging.
I will do, and that's what I think. Didn't City put about 8 past leads as well at one point? I mean, to be fair, we put 6 past them. So yeah, Southern Realists, we're all having a bit of fun, mate, because looks it's all good fair. But Richard asking, was Bobby actually unfit? He was. Apparently picked up a foot injury. Got the impression though they didn't think it. No one seems to think it was serious. So fingers crossed, Bobby's back for the week. Yeah. Bobby's back for the weekend. So
Kieran B there with a comment. We've scored 83 goals in 32 games so far this season. That's insane. Almost averaging 3 a game.
And we've only conceded 7 at home, which is the best in the league.
That is absolutely outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah. So we just this team's just getting better and better, and we're slowly starting to see, which we probably talked about the year after we won the league title, is we're starting to see the slow evolution of the side, which is what you want.
Yeah.
And you can already see this future plan in there. Canati is the future starting centre back. You can see that coming. You can see how the midfield is slowly going to evolve, and we're starting to see the evolution of the front three. So the forward plans there, and obviously we've got the best backup goalkeeper in the league. So you can't literally you probably say you're a right back and probably one more starting centre mid light, and that's it.
That's it. It doesn't need massive surgery now.
No,
but we get towards the end of it. We get to Mo's second. And
the pass, Jota's pass. I have an needle stuff, and the finish. Neville's trying to take it away from Salah. Said, "Oh, it's the deflection. I think the chip was already.
It didn't hurt.
Going. Yeah.
But it was already going there. I
Yeah.
honestly think without the deflection, I think De Gea probably gets a hand on it.
Yeah,
With the
but
deflection,
we'll say he
it's
won't because it's fun.
yeah. No, look, I try to be as honest as I can. I think the deflection definitely helps, but you could see what he was trying to do, and for his performance, he absolutely deserved it. Yeah, Tarek there, Chris, does the pressure transfer to City having to win and their opponents can frustrate them into a mistake because City have to score?
That's the
No,
hope.
not at
That's the
it.
hope.
Yeah, but it doesn't at the minute because the difference is if City win, they'll go back a point. They're a point ahead of us. At the moment, we're 2 points ahead. That only becomes a factor if it becomes a 3-point gap or we're level on points at any
I
one
think you'll
stage.
see pressure on City if it starts to look a bit like Crystal Palace away again, where it gets like
Yeah,
15, still 0-0. I think that's when you see
yeah,
how we'll pressure in. But look, we'll have to see what happens with Brighton. I mean, Brighton have got no Basuma either, so which is a
yeah. That's a massive loss.
bit of a pain because I think he's got 10
Yeah.
yellows already this season. So
But Agent Lallana is due a performance. So
he is due his performance. If he can stay fit,
yeah,
which
I only need him to stay fit for tomorrow night. He can chill out on the beach in Brighton after that for the rest of the season, as far as I'm concerned.
So 4-0, a couple of comments to bring up here. So from earlier, last was Bruno on the pitch. We'll come to that in a minute because Kev saw my tweet and I'll read that. And then this nonsense from Gary
Dazzler,
Neville, which people don't want to. The thing with Bruno Fernandes for me is, and I think this rubbed off on Hannibal, is he's a petulant footballer. And when it's 3-0, he starts putting kicks in. And then at 4-0, he's doing knee-high tackles on Trent because that's him showing he's frustrated and he's like, no,
he looks like
he looks like he cares. It's we fell for that for 30 years.
Yeah.
John Joe Shelby getting Certification United, telling Ferguson to fuck off. You're going, that's not passion, mate. That's not helping us in the slightest.
Yeah,
that's you losing your head. And the young kid Hannibal came on, dickhead tackle on.
I think he's going to be a player, mine. Don't get me wrong. I watched him for the under-23s, and I think there's a player in him.
But what doesn't help is Neville then come out with nonsense going, oh, I'm proud of the kid, because at least he shows he means it. And Carragher, it's like, no. That is typifying what's wrong with Man United. It's pure petulance. And that is what's been running through the club for years is spoiled child of, I'm not getting my way, so I'm going to start kicking people, but it proves I'm hurt. No, you want to prove that you're hurt. Get your foot on the ball and hurt people with football, not by doing soft-ass challenges like that, because they were just silly.
There was an incident as well late in the second half with Naby. Naby came on as well. I thought Naby did really well. He picked up the pace in midfield, was prepared to run at players. He was really, really good. But there was an incident where at first glance, I thought he was trying to jump over a tackle.
That's what I thought.
And when they showed the replay, he went to stand over. I don't know who it was on the floor, so I won't even guess who the player was. But he come down on his calf. And I thought, look, you can't put your foot anywhere else. There was nothing else he could do. So I could see why he got booked, because it is careless. But that's all it is careless.
It's not.
It's not a red card.
It's not. Neville's trying to make it sound like it was a stamp down on him.
Wasn't.
It wasn't anything like that.
No.
I think Neville was just showing his inner Manchester United frustrated fan. He just wanted people to get kicked.
Yeah.
Because he thought, what else could he shout for?
Yeah. I mean, when your fans are leaving 10 minutes to go, and to be fair, they looked like they tried in the second half. They just weren't good enough, but at least they tried.
But
their fans were still leaving 10 minutes to go. I thought.
But you may have seen this in the mid-90s and early 2000s. It's like it's easy to try or put an effort in when you're 2-0 down because you've got nothing to lose. That's when the pressure's off. That's easy.
I've seen plenty of sides actually fold, and they didn't. But you didn't see what happens at the end with Bruno knee-high tackle on Trent, Hannibal going in on Henderson, and there was a couple of others. And I thought the Bruno one on Trent was a nasty one.
He knows what he's doing there.
And that could have been a red card. On another night, with a different referee, if he'd have got a red card for that, they wouldn't have argued it.
It
They
wouldn't
wouldn't have been
overturned,
putting
but
in no. They wouldn't have been putting in an appeal. And to me, all that looked like if he got sent off would be, I just don't want to play in the next couple of games. You know, I
Yeah.
don't want my name attached to this. And they've just signed him to a contract extension when he was this. That's how dysfunctional they are. They've given him a contract extension when he had loads of time left on his contract.
let the new manager decide that. Now the new manager just go,
Exactly.
I want Bruno and I'm going to build my team around it. Sound.
Yeah.
That's your choice because you're the manager. But, you know,
Yeah.
you're hamstringing a manager because he might decide, look, the way I want to play isn't going to suit Bruno. Because, I mean, to be fair, he's been a lot more subdued this year than he has in previous years because the way Ronaldo plays, he has to play slightly deeper. I don't think it suits him. So, you know, there is that question. Real Talk Football TV has said, is there a better player at the moment than Manny? You'd be able to pick someone on form. Probably in terms of goals, the only other striker who's on a decent goal run is Son, but he's still not on the Manny run at the moment.
No.
So
I think in the Premier League, he's right up there. If you're talking about Ballon d'Or nominations, I think he has to be in the discussion now.
Well, I think they've announced some of the names. I think he's on the list. I know Salah's not, but I know Manny's on the list. Which, to be fair, he's won the AFCON. He's helped get his country to a World Cup, and he's in brilliant form. And he's leading the line for Liverpool, who are challenging for everything. So
I think he has to be in the conversation. I think Kevin Ball in the comments is right. I think Benzema.
Yeah, to be fair,
Benzema is probably the one in European football, along with Robert Lewandowski, that you'd say would be in the discussion with him. But I put a strong argument for Sadio Mane, the way he's reinvented himself in the second half of the season as a 9.
I prefer him there.
Yeah, I do, because I always thought when he was at Southampton, he played as a 10 or a second striker. And he's played everywhere across the line for us. But we always said last season that, you know, he's not as quick as he was. And wingers and fullbacks are beginning to read him a bit more, playing off the wing. But going through the middle, he can go left, right. He's good in the air. He's dropping into midfield, and retention and counter-attacking from there is improved immeasurably. He's second half of the season, he's been outstanding. He's been absolutely brilliant for us. I'm more than happy with him. I hope he gets his contract situation sorted out quickly.
Yeah, me too.
You know, that doesn't drag on. I'd hate to be in a situation where he's into the last year.
Yeah, hopefully we get him and Manny. Salah and Manny both signed up. Well, before the end of the season, ideally, because you know, I still think the only one who's got a question mark over him is Bobby. And if it was me, I'd be giving Sadio and Mo new contract, and I'd be saying to Bobby, "You can see out your contract, and then just let him go. Let him go what he wants.
What he wants to do,
which is, you know, they're giving Liverpool then 7 years service.
Yeah.
You know,
and wherever he goes after that, he gets a nice signing on bonus, and he gets to pick and choose where he wants to go.
And let's be honest.
If he doesn't want to go and he wants to extend by 12 months and go on a rolling 12-month contract, fine by me.
Yeah, because let's face it, we've got our money's worth out of him. More than got our money's worth out of him.
Cop on podcast. I was going to say Cop on podcast there. 9 goals since the end of AFCON for Sadio. You'd take that, wouldn't you? You'd take that all day long.
I think it's something now like 7 goals in 8 games as a number 9.
Yeah,
he's clearly...
And he's got competition there. That's the thing. Yeah. If Diogo was starting through the middle tonight, you wouldn't blink.
No,
you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
But they both play number 9 slightly differently, so they give you different options. I mean, Manny actually quite likes the physicality side of it. You know, he will go in behind a lot, but he likes to get involved as a physical presence. So he's not you to go battering around number 9, but he can do that sort of stuff. But then he still drop into the number 10 bits as well. So just give you a bit of a different thing. You know, Josh is more of a Robbie Fowler type, which is not a bad thing to be honest.
Did you notice Mo's goal celebration tonight?
The yoga one.
He's back to being, I'm completely relaxed and comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
That's what that celebration is all about. You know, it is pure.
Have you seen that picture though that's going around? I think it's when he scores his first, and he's doing his yoga celebration, and you just got Harry Maguire stood there like screaming in pain. No, it's like the proper contrast of the two clubs.
The irony is at the start of the season, you had people paid to do this are predicting that they'll finish ahead of us in the league this year on the strength of on the strength of 3 transfers.
If you're Jermaine Beckford, you didn't even have Liverpool in the top 4. Which...
Yeah, well, there's hope for us all, Chris. In this game.
So for us all, to make us on the telly yet, possibly not. So
look,
before we go, then don't forget our charity Féileacáin. Descriptions and description links are all below. Look, it's a really good chat, and with the sad news of what happened with Cristiano Ronaldo, it was a lovely touch by Anfield, to clap him at 7 minutes, because no parent should have to go through what he's just gone through. That is, very, very tragic, horrible news. So, all thoughts go to him and his partner, because that's a horrible situation for anyone to find himself in. But I thought that was the best way of sort of showing that people care.
He's not alone.
He's not alone.
He's not alone in
because in a nice way, if you with the clapping and that, it drowns out any potential idiot. And every club's got an idiot, so that's one way of keeping them quiet, so you don't have to hear about them. I'm not going to talk about the Manchester idiots that we know what they shout, we know what they sing. Journalists are starting to pick up now and bring it up. Don't get it. Don't see the point in it, but I don't want to waste my time with them.
Yeah, so I have no interest in it. But the one thing I'd say about Féileacáin is, for every story that you heard about Cristiano Ronaldo and his partner losing a child, it is tragic. It is horrific for any parent. It would have brought up memories for anyone who's ever been in that situation, because it's all over the news and it's everywhere. You can't escape it. And Féileacáin specialize in this. This is what they do. So any donation that they do get enables them to be able to help people who are in that situation who won't have access to outside help. So any donations would be really gratefully received. If you could also share it amongst your friends and share it amongst your WhatsApp groups, your Facebook groups, the links are all there. Just click the share button. It's a few buttons and it costs nothing but a couple of seconds of your time. That's all. All right. We really appreciate it.
New name of the chat. Lannon, welcome. Nice
welcome, Lannon.
Chat. Nice seeing new names of the chat. We haven't seen one for a while. Bruno Fernandez via Sky Sports. Liverpool are fighting for the title. We don't fight for anything. That's the difference. Pretty much is, mate.
If he actually said that, Bruno, you just signed a new contract for that club.
That's what you want to hear as a United fan. Get in. That's got to fire him up, isn't it?
Oh man. Do you know what I mean?
Is he turning into a Aubameyang?
You're paying this guy however much. What is he on? 250, 280, something like that.
Yeah, which I'll be honest, it's a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of football, it's not actually outrageous money, to be fair.
The point is,
he's getting paid.
Imagine the splits in the dressing room. Could you look? I'll tell you this: Jesse Lingard walking out of the club for nothing. Marcus Rashford. Those players give a shit. They know what it's like. They played that second half like they actually gave a shit and they cared.
Sancho did, to be fair to him.
Yeah, but to see the likes of Bruno Fernandes coming out and saying that the players don't try, and then he's there trying to kick lumps out of Trent Alexander-Arnold to make it look like he gives a shit. Piss off.
By the way,
he's an absolute lemon, man. I mean, because at the time when they signed him, I was really hoping we'd be looking for him, because I thought he played a preseason game against us in America for, I think he was at Sporting Lisbon, and we played them, and he looked really lively and really good. And I thought, wouldn't mind a bit of him. But my God, I think he's been Barry's first few months at the club. I think he's been an absolute joke of a player. And if they if they think that means care, that is caring, forget about it.
Yeah. Speaking of Trent, because we all know he gets loads of stick, and most of it's nonsense. Sancho was really dangerous second half. I thought he dealt with Sancho really well. He
did.
He got squared up a few times and got the tackle in the right time, shepherded him out, in dangerous areas. He really switched on. I thought all round, both fullbacks, really good all round performance.
Yeah,
So
Joel Matip as well.
Yeah, I mean, Joel Matip's getting a bit like Van Dijk now. Is you just go, oh yeah,
it's just Joel, isn't it?
They were just brilliant as always. So, who's your man of the match then? As if we couldn't guess.
Do you know what? I would have said Thiago, but I think for the overall performance of 90 minutes, I'd have to give it to Mo. I honestly, goals aside, I think for the 90 minutes he was brilliant. He was always available. He was always a threat. He was really good on the ball. I think everything about his game tonight was back on it. It was much needed. I thought, as good as Thiago was, I thought he was excellent, but he was excellent for 50 minutes of that game. For 45 minutes plus the injury time in the first half, he was outstanding. Best player on the pitch by an absolute country mile. But I thought he drifted out of the game in the second half, and when the sub came at the right time for him. But I thought over the 90 minutes, I wouldn't argue. Some Sass there saying Sadio Mane wouldn't argue the toss at all. You could give it to 4 or 5, I'd say. But for me, I thought Salah was excellent tonight, and the 2 goals were brilliant.
I'll give it to Thiago because, to be honest, it's just joy to watch. So I just enjoyed the whole thing. But yeah, R. Alson saying Thiago first half, Sadio second half. Yeah, and listen, it's a nice place to be because let's face it, Kev, we've had many years. We've got who's man the match, and you're going, but it's not for a good reason. You're just going,
yeah. It's like
do we have to do?
Or we went through a big stage of it's Virgil again. Oh, it's Virgil again.
Yeah. Whereas now,
and then you're looking at like anyone but Virgil. Now it's a case you could have 5 or 6. You could make an argument for Robertson tonight very easily. Yeah. He was up and down. He's brilliant. You could make an argument for Diaz. That he was coming inside more and getting involved in the play an awful lot more than he normally does. He didn't hang out in the wing as much in the second against the 5. He played really central.
Oh, see, this one I've got Laura. That's a great question.
I was going to say something to you, but I thought, do you know what? Chris is going to remember any time now.
No, he's not.
Laura wades in with her size 9s.
Thank you, Laura.
Tell us about BetMate. Come on.
Right.
Because they picked BetMate last night, didn't they? So look, this has got nothing to do with us whatsoever. How did they do?
Anyway.
Get in there.
It was a sort of, how can I put this politely? We basically did a Man United. We finished 64th.
And who was on last night? Who picked the side?
The people in the chat. We came 64 out of 79.
Come on, people.
We got 64.5 points, and to get to the money, you had to get to minimum 85. 88 won it. Let's see what the side is they picked that got 88. So the side that won that got 88 had Alisson, Trent, Robbo. I don't think we had any of the fullbacks, to be fair. Bruno Fernandes, Thiago, Salah, and Mane. So Mane, if you captain Salah, which they did, got you 32 points, and vice captain in Mane got you 18. So basically, must try harder, chat. That's not what we need. But we do all get on Friday
before we came on tonight, I paused Sky because I want to be able to go out and I want to be able to go out and watch it again now. I'm just seeing something there, and I want to quickly go and check something.
Go on then.
If you chat away there for 1 second.
So while Kev's doing a check, so for the rest of the week, we've got, so today's Wednesday, having a day off tomorrow, Thursday, so me and Kev are going to put our feet up. And then you lovely people get me, Kev, and Luke back on Friday for Sports Unplugged, which we'll be doing all the Premier League chat. We'll be talking about one of the youth players for Liverpool, because Kev's got really excited over one of the youth players. I'll, of course, be talking about the women's team, because it is the big trophy lift this weekend, which I'm very, very excited for. We will do a BetMate, because why not? The derby, it's good fun. I think me and Kev might have a bit of a chat about cricket. Rob Key is now head of cricket for England, which is
it'd be actually interesting to see how he goes.
Because he has split opinion that.
Yeah.
Some called it jobs for the boys. Some were saying it's an interesting point. He does have a different point of view to what's been going through England at the moment. Which, do you know what?
I just seen
will be
something
interesting.
flash up on my on a WhatsApp. Whether there's any truth to it or not, I don't know. But
Oh, okay. Oh, let's see. Right,
we'll see.
midweek fix tomorrow. It's only
Midweek fix
Tuesday.
tomorrow.
Oh, listen, my head's gone after all.
I
After
mean,
bank holiday weekend, I got so confused. I think today's Wednesday. Sorry, yeah, there's a midweek fix tomorrow. Probably won't have me on it because I don't even know what day it is. So, to be fair,
Emma clapping in the chat. I'll enjoy it. Roy Keane is so somber. He sounds like Dennis Irwin. Oh dear, that's never a good sign. Anyway, that's for sure.
That's something good to look at.
Sounds like
Right.
a very somber Cork man. Very down.
So, are you gonna share with us then?
Well, if it's true, then apparently Mo is done and confirmed the 400 grand a week.
Woohoo! Oh,
don't take my word for it. It's just someone in a WhatsApp group. We don't know.
But okay. Well, listen. If that happens, I'll be jumping back on for we'll do a reaction show in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see. I look. We'll see. I mean, I personally look at it from a football point of view. Where else do you bloody go?
Right. So to leave, Laura Duffy, we just need to get Laura Duffy in the show, really.
Yes.
Fun stat: David De Gea has conceded 4 times as many Premier League goals at Anfield in 2022 as Alisson. Well, if that doesn't make you happy, what else will? So listen, we'll leave you guys there.
To be a Reds fan, man.
Thanks for everyone in the chat. It's been the chat's always great fun, to be honest. It keeps entertaining. But listen, the Reds are boss. We're top of the league. Over to you, City, and then we'll be back at the weekend for the derby. Enjoy.